Good morning. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to start with my thank yous to Governor Lamont and Lieutenant Governor Bysewicz, to our Transportation Committee co-chairs, to the members of the Exit 29 reopening delegation, and especially to the DOT team that's worked so hard to bring us to where we are today. We're here to celebrate a lot of work that has gone into the reopening of I-91 northbound Exit 29. Tomorrow, 80,000 drivers will breathe a sigh of relief as they roll straight up through this region without backups or delays. Tomorrow, Hartford, East Hartford, and Wethersfield will experience reduced congestion and improved safety, but for now, we celebrate. 2020 was a rough year for so many reasons. COVID stopped a lot of activity in the past year, but thanks to an amazing team at the DOT and our contractors, and the support of the legislature and the governor, we never skipped a beat and continued to deliver on our capital program throughout the pandemic. And our team is fantastic, and that's why we're here to celebrate. So aside from the fact that help has arrived for this ramp, and for those of you who experienced the delays coming here this morning, I take that as a very positive sign that you can see we're getting to pre-COVID levels and our highways are filling up again. So access to the Charter Oak Bridge has been enhanced. You're going to hear some other things going on about other plans that we have. We know firsthand what the frustrations were here. I talk about the fact that almost 30 years ago, when taking my kids to college at UConn, when you came up 91 on a Sunday afternoon, it was always backed up for people going on the 91 to 84 connector. And as I discussed with the governor this morning, even back then, there were the constant accidents with the people running down the middle lane to cut off the people on the slow lane on the right that wanted to go over to 84. But we're not done. Work on the I-91 Charter Oak project will continue through October 22nd. And when we're done, then we'll have another lane here. So not only will we be taking care of our problems for now, but our problems for the future. And you know, it's everything that we're trying to do to go and make it work that much better for us. I want to say thank you to our Federal Highway Administration and the engineering, inspector, and contractor teams. Together, they supported the goal to accomplish a major project of the highest quality, which will benefit travelers throughout the region today and far into the future. So in the crowd today, I need to point out that Representative Kerry Woods from Senate District 29, Don Schubert and Ray O'Neill, Stephanie Pollack and Amy Jackson Grove from Federal Highway could not be here due to the COVID travel restrictions. But we've got also Amy Moran-Bello, a state rep that's here as well. So at this point here, I'd like to start with the remarks period and save some of my remarks for the end. So the first person up is Don Ward, who's going to talk a little bit. And if you remember, Don was here last time kicking it off over there by the regional market, pointing to what we were going to be doing. And here we are now celebrating what we've already accomplished. Don?
Thank you very much, Commissioner. This backup this morning, I actually took it as a great opportunity to see the actual workers pouring concrete on that bridge right to my right. I had to sit there for a little bit. It was a great opportunity. But thank you again, Commissioner, and thank all of our honorable guest speakers today for coming here and recognizing this great event and acknowledging all the great work that these people are doing today. So thank you for coming today. It was over 2.5 years ago when, before the project started, when we met with contractors and the engineers, and we laid out the groundwork for success. It was a very large meeting, a couple of conference rooms, and we described and established a one-team, one-project, one-team approach. It's a single vision that we established that included and has to include proactive, prompt, and professional cooperation and individual responsibility and quality work. Today is a testament to that vision and everyone involved. May 26th, tomorrow, that was established as a milestone actually in the contract. It was a very aggressive date, but we wanted to really push the contractor and to get this done by this date for the benefit of the public. We didn't want this project going 3 years, the entire 3 years before this ramp was open. So we put that milestone in the contract and make sure it happened. We never imagined that there would be a worldwide pandemic in the middle of it. But to their credit, amazingly, the team we established in the very beginning still was able to accomplish this aggressive milestone and enduring the pandemic in the middle of it. So thank you, team. So congratulations, ONG BHD, the joint venture. Some of the names you see up on the banner up here: WSP, AECOM, Lochner, CHA, to name a few, contractors and consultants, and of course all the state employees involved. It really had to take, and continues to take, teamwork to be able to accomplish big feats like this. I thank you for all your hard work and your commitment, overcoming your personal hardships I'm sure you had over the year. We have more work to do, so to the public, please be patient, as in always in a construction zone. Be safe, pay attention, and again, thank you everyone for being here today. And Commissioner, I understand that you've had 50 years in transportation. Wow. So, and I want to personally thank you for bringing your leadership to the DOT. It's been a great experience since the Commissioner's been here for all of us. So thank you very much, and thank you again.
First off, I want to point out that he mentioned the pandemic, but we also found in the middle of the pandemic, traffic kept creeping up. And I've got a lieutenant governor and a governor that use our highways extensively and let me know when that traffic is creeping up. So they also came up with a creative solution with the contractors where we opened up a bypass lane to go and relieve some of the traffic, something I'd never seen done before, but it was tremendous in terms of helping what's going on, and it's made a great progressive step in getting to where we are today. So at this point, let me introduce the Lieutenant Governor, someone who will constantly tell me to stay on the right path on this.
Okay, thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. It's a great day. Thank you so much, Commissioner Giletti, and to the Connecticut DOT for their incredible work on this important project, a work that continued throughout the pandemic. And I also want to say thank you to the Federal Highway Administration, our engineers and contractors and state employees that made this project a reality. Every day I travel to the Capitol, as do 80,000 other drivers, and without fail, there's always congestion and oftentimes accidents in this area. This new exit is going to improve travel reliability, reduce congestion, and address safety issues as well. It's a major improvement that will greatly benefit the commuters and travelers of our state. By alleviating the congestion, this project will help the competitiveness of our state through a commerce and economic development perspective as well. It's a very exciting day. And I think that it highlights two things that need to happen if we're going to continue to move our transportation infrastructure forward. One is, and I'm so happy that our legislative partners are here. Will Haskell, thank you so much for your leadership on transportation issues. Senator Anwar and Kerry Wood and Amy Morin-Bello, thank you so much. And mayors, it's great to be with you. But we need to pass the governor's TCI initiative so that we can keep funding important projects like this one that will move our state forward. And the other important point is President Biden has a major transportation infrastructure and jobs plan that needs to get passed so that we will have federal funding to assist our state in improving our transportation system and our environment. So congratulations to everybody. It's just a pleasure to be here to celebrate with you.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor. And now it's time for me to introduce our Governor, Ned Lamont, okay, who, if I've mentioned the Lieutenant Governor making sure that we're following through, there isn't a day that goes by that the governor isn't asking, what are we doing to make it quicker, safer, and more convenient for our patrons that are out there. So Governor Lamont.
Hey.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Hey, good work for a railway guy. You're doing okay. And can I say, first of all, to all the guys wearing the yellow safety vests, you're the ones that did the work. We owe you an incredible debt of gratitude over this last year. What a hell of a year it's been. And here we are opening up this way, and we don't have to wear a mask. I mean, we're making real progress thanks to each and every one of you. And as Susan mentioned, this makes a big difference in terms of their bottlenecks. This was a bottleneck that was holding up, tens of thousands of people every day. We got it done. We got it done in time for the NCAA lacrosse championships this Saturday. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for working around the clock. Thank you for working it even in the midst of COVID. What a difference you made. As Susan mentioned, not only is this a bottleneck, but it was also dangerous. We had over 200 accidents a year here. People changing lanes, trying to figure out how to get around. So this is going to save an awful lot of lives. A little less business for some of the PI attorneys. We're going to save an awful lot of lives going forward. What a difference you are making there as well. And I was just talking to some of the engineers here a little bit, and they reminded me that this is a bridge that has to be doubly reinforced because it takes an awful lot of truck traffic back and forth. We know that truck traffic creates extra wear and tear on our roads, but I had to be reminded it also demands reinforcing it, adding a lot of cost, but also making sure it's safe going forward. The Gold Star Bridge right up there, New London, Groton, the big trucks can't go in one direction because it needs extra reinforcing, and that's not going to be an issue here. But that's why we do need to continue our revenue sources so we can continue to do amazing upgrades like this. What a difference this makes. The highway user fee, Susan mentioned TCI, highway user fee, another important way that we'll be able to continue to make these roads faster, more economical, great for economic development, great work for a lot of guys who do amazing work here right now. I am a little amused when I hear everybody talk about the highway user fee as a food tax. I had to think about that. I was asking my guy, how is this a food tax? And they said, well, if you get oranges from Florida, if they have to pay a highway user fee going through Connecticut, it maybe adds to the cost of an orange. Well, I figured, well, when they leave Florida, they're paying a user fee. When they go through Georgia, they're paying a user fee. When they go to South Carolina and North Carolina and Maryland and New Jersey and New York, they're paying a user fee. Then they go through Connecticut for free, and then they go up to Massachusetts. And this is a way that we can say, look, we know how to pay what we got to pay for, do it in a real way that can keep this state moving forward, what it means in terms of economic growth, what it means in terms of economic opportunity, and what it means in terms of good old-fashioned jobs. I'm proud to be here today. We're making a difference thanks to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Governor. Okay, because as the governor and the lieutenant governor pointed out, without new funding streams proposed by the governor and without the new transportation and climate initiative and highway user fee, trucks without any mechanism to fund and transportation as we know it, we can't plan for the future and we can't deliver the transportation system that the heart of Connecticut and the rest of the state deserve. Without TCI, the DOT will not be able to modernize and enhance transportation, like reducing congestion at signal lights, intersections, electrifying public transit buses in central Connecticut and beyond. So I want to thank the governor for his plans, and I want to applaud the mayors and our elected leaders for their commitment to innovative transportation solutions to the region and the state. And with that, I'd like to introduce State Senator Sadonar from the 3rd District from the state of Connecticut.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, everyone. So it's a day of celebration for a number of reasons. First, again, thank you, Governor. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you, the chairs of the co-chairs of the Transportation Committee for your leadership, and the legislators and the mayors for your work. Today we are celebrating reduction in congestion, improvement in the environment. If you had your windows open and you drove by here, you would actually get carbon monoxide poisoning and you would take a turn and go to Hartford Hospital or St. Francis Hospital. That's how bad it was getting over here. And the third thing we are going to celebrate is saving millions of hours of times of the people who actually were waiting in line over here with this congestion. And finally, we are also going to be celebrating the safety. So this effort this phenomenal effort by the people who have been working non-stop for the past many months is going to save lives and keep people healthy and keep them on time. And then that's something to celebrate, and then let's have more celebrations because there's a lot of good work to be done, and I'm honored to be here this morning because I know most of the people who are driving this way, they're trying to get to my town of East Hartford. So this is a celebration as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Again, from the first moment that I met him, the senator made it very clear what the need was for public transportation and for a way of dealing with our highways going back and forth, and I'm very appreciative for his support. And right now I want to introduce one of the co-chairs of transportation, Will Haskell, State Senator. Will, come on up. You've been tremendous for us. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner, and it's great to see all of you. Governor and Lieutenant Governor, thank you for bringing us together. Always intimidating to follow my friend, Senator Saud Anwar, who has the biggest heart in the state Senate, and it's a pleasure to be with him and so many other friends from the legislature. You know, there's a nonprofit in D.C. called TRIP that analyzes every state, their transportation needs, their shortcomings, how they can do better. They took a look at the Hartford region just this year, and they found out that commuters traveling through Hartford, on average, spend 50 hours a year in traffic. 50 hours a year. It costs those very commuters, on average, $955 a year to sit in that traffic because of vehicle operating costs, because of safety incidents, as the governor mentioned, and simply because of lost time. And that $955 a year per commuter doesn't even begin to take into account, as Senator Anwar mentioned, the environmental impact of carbon emissions spewing into the atmosphere as cars idle bumper to bumper. We can and we will do better, and it's because of projects like this and all of the men and women who work so hard to make this a reality. This is only the beginning in Connecticut. We are pushing so hard in the legislature to pass the highway use fee, to pass the Transportation Climate Initiative, and more broadly to make sure that Connecticut is at the very front of the line. When President Biden passes his historic infrastructure package through Congress, let's make sure that our State Department of Transportation, under the amazing leadership of Commissioner Giletti, is standing ready to invest in roads, ready to invest in rail, ready to make sure that we get commuters out of traffic and to work or back home to their families. Because 50 hours a year, that adds up. That's days that we're giving back to our constituents. More time to tuck their kids into bed, time to get to work and get a little bit more done, time to do anything but pump in more carbon pollutants into the atmosphere. I'm so excited to be with you all today, and I look forward to standing at the next ribbon cutting and the next one and the next one as the Transportation Committee and Governor Lamont's administration continues to push for historic and transformative infrastructure investments that finally bring us into the 21st century here in Connecticut. Thank you, everybody.
You know, I think it's great when you've got a legislature that really is in tune with what the needs are and are able to express it, and they do such a fantastic job for us. I now want to turn it over to one of the mayors that's directly affected by this, and another one that's constantly talking to me about transportation needs, Luke Bronin, Mayor of Hartford. Who's Luke? Oh, he had to leave. Okay, all right. My apologies. Marcia, you're going to have to step in with East Hartford, okay? So that way there we can talk about it. Because Marcia also will hit me with everything that she needs to be done on all the state roads in East Hartford. Hello, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner, and it's been an absolute joy to work with this Commissioner of Transportation. His ability to understand the challenges within our communities and to try to right that path has been just a godsend for the town of East Hartford. But globally, under the Governor and under the Commissioner, these strides have been made, and transportation, we know, is absolutely the core of economic development, not only in Hartford area, but also throughout the state and throughout the United States. We know that innovation and expansion of our core economy was expanded when the road highway system was put in, and now we need to regenerate and reinfuse that commitment to transportation in all forms. I have to say that I'm delighted to be here as a beneficiary through the town of East Hartford, knowing the bottleneck that happened each and every day that we would traverse Greater Hartford, not only East Hartford, but Hartford is a major employer, and those employees need to get to work. And when situations like this transpire and are alleviated, we know that there's a better mechanism not only to get to their employment opportunity, but also to traverse the state of Connecticut from New York to Boston and really be part of the economy globally. So thank you to the governor, thank you to the lieutenant governor, thank you to all the hands that made this possible. We know from the envisioning and the leadership to those engineers that have designed this, to those hands that have built this, how amazing you must feel when you look at an entity and know that you had a part in this and making a difference. Thank you to all the workers. You really have made this vision a reality, and you have impacted more than you will ever know society as well as the economy. So thank you very much.
Well said, Mayor. And now, Michael Rell, Mayor, Weathersfield, Connecticut.
Thank you, everybody. And first, I would like to echo the governor's comments about the DOT workers, everybody out there in the reflective vests. When I came off the highway this morning, not only did I see the traffic go speeding by me, but I could feel some of the wind from them as well. You guys put your lives in danger every day that you're out there working on the highways. We really do appreciate it. I will be a little selfish when I tell you this. As a Boston Red Sox fan, this makes my life a lot easier going 84 from Weathersfield when I take the kids up to the games. So thank you for this. But all seriousness, Weathersfield is just to the south here. So all the other towns that are talking about are north, but the traffic builds up southbound. So as we get onto the highway in Weathersfield and people notice that the traffic is backed up, they take their first exit off into our town, and then they start to tie up traffic on the Silestein Highway, side roads, Old Weathersfield. And while we like to have traffic in Weathersfield, we don't want it at 2 o'clock in the morning when there's an accident on the on-ramp over there. So hats off to Commissioner, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and everybody who took part in this. We really do appreciate the hard work. Thank you.
So at this point here, before we open it up, we would like to have a ribbon cutting, so if everybody could be up here for the ribbon cutting. Kathy, are you ready? Governor and Lieutenant Governor, grab the scissors.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There you go. Give it a go, Susan.
I guess okay.
The guys who did all the work. Anybody in yellow?
Everybody in yellow. Here.
We'd like to have some of the yellow vests on this side, if you don't mind. Come on over.
Well, we'll turn around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is this thing on?
Okay, I'll stand over here. See? Three.
You got it.
Why not? I'll be up top here, okay?
Is this thing on?
No, it ain't on.
No, this is one of those times that you shouldn't speak.
I don't want my speaking.